It was simple, we thought. Take a few chromosomes and slice them up. Put them here and put them there, and hey, perfect human being. I'm still not sure what went wrong. Maybe a miscalculation, a misprocedure, something beyond our control. Who knows? We, a few of my psychologist colleagues and I, were intrigued by human emotion, anger, despair, euphoria. Was it possible to lock the mind into one of the emotions? To lock it into euphoric states, or no sadness or anger would cloud its thoughts? Theoretically, yes. I won't describe the procedure of our experiments to you, both because I wouldn't want you to repeat them, but I also fear I would go mad if I had to recount them. The terrible things we did. We are ambitious, youthful, nothing could stop us, and no one could tell us we were wrong. All I will tell is that we got a hold of a few stem cells, nurtured them into fetuses and tampered them so slightly with genetics. The experiment was called the Angel Man Project, and the goal was to create a being which felt only happiness. But something went wrong. Terrible wrong. Half the test subjects died unexpectedly, without warning or without cause. The remaining half were mostly born hideously distorted. 3 were born well, perfect, we thought. A human mental capable beyond any other due to its locked euphoric state. They were perfect up to 18 months. That's when the first symptoms appeared. Lack of balance, trouble sleeping and eating, low responsiveness. We all panicked on this inside, but on the outside we remained calm and continued the projects. We should have ended it there. We should have taken those damn subjects and authenticized them and burned them and closed the lab. But we continued. Things only got worse. Subjects' movement became increasingly sporadic, and they could not utter words, although they could laugh and did so that often, much too often. Not happy laughter, but quiet, almost nervous laughter, and only constant. No matter how much pain was inflicted on those subjects, it merely stared at you and laughed, as if it was mocking you, calling your attempts to harm it futile. We expected the subjects to have extra learning capabilities. Quite the opposite occurred. The mental development was severely delayed. They couldn't pay attention to something for more than a few minutes before lapsing into a laughing fit. But we continued, hoping that these symptoms would clear up as the children got older. We gave a name to the symptoms Happy Puppet Syndrome, because the mindless movement of the children made it seem like they were puppets on string. 5 years into the project, we realized there was no hope. We could no longer stand the incessant laughing of these children, as if they knew something we did not, as if some kind of joke passed between them. To look at the child and to see which sporadically and laugh excessively is a haunting thing. 2 of my colleagues had already quit because they could not understand it. I never heard from them afterwards. They're most likely dead. The children had not to talk for 5 years. Only laughed that damned laugh. I went to give them breakfast and they stared at us with their huge eyes, twitching, giggling, saying nothing. We laid the meal in front of them and left. The meal was laced with toxin that would silently and painlessly kill the subjects. It was a painful thing to do, but it had to be done. However, it would not be that easy. As a friend of mine set a tray of food down in the front of one of the boys, the laughing stopped. The boy looked up at my friend, his eye suddenly dark, dead serious, the laughing gone. They continued to stare at him and twitch for a while. My friend was in shock and could not move. My colleague and I stood with a pen and a notepad ready to take notes. Suddenly my friend fell on his knees, grasping his head and yelling furiously. He appeared to be in tremendous pain. My colleagues and I were surprised as we not do a thing but sit and watch. My friend collapsed to the floor, yelling curses. He jerked violently a few times and went limp. I held back the urge to be sick, more successful than a few of my colleagues. Something about this was not normal. A dark presence seemed to tower over us. We immediately sealed the entrance. The boy stopped, looking at the door, and laughed. He fell to the floor, twitching and rolling about, laughing insanely. The two others did the same. After a few minutes, the fit ceased, and they stood up, still twitching and giggling. The lights went out. I had crashes, glass shattering, screams. The most terrifying thing of all were the haunting whispers, coupled with the quiet laughing. When the lights went back on, the subjects were gone. Two of my colleagues lay unconscious beside me, their bodies twisted at an odd angle, blood trickling from their dropping mouths. At first they appeared to be dead, but they showed no vital signs. As I learned, I could hear them laughing ever so slightly. I went over to examine my friend. No pulse, no breathing, but he continued to laugh quietly. Although the subjects had gone, I still felt as if something were watching me, something that was just off an edge of my vision, but that I would never be able to see. Me and one of my remaining colleagues closed everything down immediately. Before leaving, we destroyed our research and locked and barricaded the lab. I lost communication with my colleagues. I presume they are dead. I still feel sick after I'm watched. I still hear the laughing, the whispering in my dreams, and sometimes when I'm awake. When I do, I run. I get up and I leave wherever I am. I'm not able to stay in the same place for more than a few days because of this. It spread. Other children were seen with similar symptoms. I have no idea how it spread. It should be something that spreads. Somebody somewhere made something up about this disjunction of the 15th chromosome, and that kept the people happy and in dark for now. The disease was coined Angelman syndrome. So far, the spawn are not dangerous, but I know the originals still lurk somewhere. I know they are coming for me. I know they will find me. I accept this. It is what I get for attempting to tamper nature. I'll leave this letter as a warning. They are coming for you too. They are coming for all of us. If you ever hear whispering, laughing at the edge of your hearing, run. If you ever feel as if something stands right at the edge of your sight, but you cannot look at it, run. Also, I warn you this. 1. Do not tamper with what's not yours. 2. Even angels can be demons in disguise. And 3. Do not come for me. I'm as good as dead. Dots. The following manuscript was found in an abandoned and hidden laboratory discovered deep in Alaska in the forest. The laboratory consisted of an observation room and a containment room. The containment room was barricaded and locked, and the entire lab seems to have caught on fire at some point. Traces of blood were found after the containment of the room was breached, and a window was shattered. The exact nature of this lab is yet undiscovered.